Welcome to Shawnee Union. This week we're going to talk about if you find an old camera at a garage sale or you find one in your attic and you want to learn how to use it, this is your basic video on how to get started. First thing I do when I get a new camera is I look up the manual. So you can find them online. You can see my channel for old video manuals as well as David Hancock, and then you can look up butkiss.org. He has a bunch of manuals on his website, and they are PDFs. They're really great, and the number one thing you want to pull out of there is batteries. So battery type for a camera like this and this is going to be different. You want to make sure you get the right battery. If you don't get the right battery, you can mess up the internals in the camera and it could really screw you up. So you make sure you want to get the right camera battery for your camera. So most cameras aren't going to have many mechanical issues and are going to work fine, but you'll find some problems with cameras that have been laying on shelves for a long period of time. The first thing is battery corrosion. So when you look here inside the battery compartment, there may be some corrosion in this area right here. It's pretty easy to fix. If you have gloves, an eraser, just a piece of paper, I lay the piece of paper down, I get my eraser, and I put on my gloves first and some eyewear, and then you just rub off that corrosion. It usually is like a white paste, almost like a toothpaste or dry toothpaste, but it's very highly toxic, so once you're done with that, you get that stuff and you just throw it out, throw it in the trash, so don't mess with it, and it's pretty dangerous. The next most common thing are light seals. So light seals, as they say, keep out light, and you'll know. I'll open the back of this camera. On a camera they are right here, so on this one, they're pretty worn down. So you'll know you have a light seal problem if the images you take have a streak of lights, usually in the top corner, usually on the bottom. That means that light's getting into the camera, usually from light coming in, hitting it right here, and then just getting onto your image. That's a bad thing and you probably want to fix it. You can go to a camera player place near you, or you can send it out to someone. The cost is going to be between $20 and $50. And if you do want to DIY it, I'll give you some tips and I'll give you a video I'll link to, but the DIY thing is what I do. It's a little bit of time, but it's actually pretty cheap, and the foam to get is like $4 or $5. You buy it from China, come over, or you can go to your hobby or craft store and see if they have it too. But pretty easy and pretty easy to do by yourself. But it is something to look for in cameras that have been on shelves for a long time. So both these cameras, I need to redo the light seals on. So the last thing is film and development, and I get a lot of questions about this from people. Luckily I grew up in the 90s and film was still relatively around, but people born after the 1990s or late 1990s may not even know. So this is film, color, and black and white, and I recommend 400 speed. And one question I get is what does color or black and white matter? So if you have a film camera, you can use both. They're not color specific cameras, and they're not black and white specific cameras. So if your camera can handle film, it can handle both color, black and white. I recommend 400 speed film. It'll allow you to shoot indoors with a pretty good lens, and it'll also allow you to shoot outdoors. The two I recommend for black and white, I recommend Ilford HP5 because of its versatility. You can push and pull it, which is an advanced technique, but even shooting it normally, it works fine, it's available, and a lot of people know how to develop it. For color film, I like Lomography 400. It's a newer film coming out. It's relatively cheap. You can get 36 rolls for about $12, and I just picked it up at a camera store near me, so a pretty good deal. And I think you need to support people who are making new films, so that's kind of where I'm going with this one. There's also Kodak Ektar if you want an upgrade, a little bit more expensive, but Lomography 400 is a good speed film and pretty good from what I hear. So what about developing? Developing you can get done locally at your Walgreens or Target, or maybe even your Walmart. They're probably going to ship it out to somewhere in the middle of Kansas. I think Kansas has this place where they do all the developing in the country and then they mail it back. So that's what's probably happening there. If you have someone who develops locally, that's probably your best bet, going into them and developing. So if you want to go online, there's two really good options, darkroom.com and oldschoolphotolab.com. I've heard great things about them, and I'll put their links in the description. So let's say you do find that camera in your attic or a garage sale. I hope this video can help you get started with the camera. A lot of these cameras older than the 1980s are going to be great cameras, and they're going to be around for even longer. So as long as you take care of it and use it, it should be a fun thing. And then I think when you start shooting film, it's really addictive and so different. So I push for it all the time. And if people, it costs a little bit of money to develop and things, but it's just really fun and it's a different way to shoot. So hope you guys enjoyed that video. If you like it, please remember to like and subscribe, and I will be back again next week. Thank you guys. Bye. 1